Some jewelry items are absolutely not worth restoring. In this video I'll explain what it means, and we'll be focusing on surface finishes, construction detail, and labor involved. Not worth anything or being worthless is not the same as not worth restoring. The item may still have value to you depending on who gave it to you or on what occasion, but here, like I said, I'll be focusing on technical detail that also informs purchasing decisions. So let's have a look at this piece here, or this pair of earrings or ear studs. They are constructed as follows. There is a rosette at one end, which is made of a soft base metal. Jewelry base metal means it's high in zinc, tin, and lead. Its function is to be soft, so the stones can be set in it. The stones are friction fit into the rosette. When the stones are set, the outside surfaces on each and every petal on this rosette is squished in to hold the stone in place. That would be a good visualization. So the rosette is this soft base metal that holds the stones in place by friction. This rosette connects to a stainless steel cylinder that's threaded on one end, and at the threaded end a lock ring or a lock nut is put in place to hold it in an ear. So that's how this is constructed. Let's see restoration item number 1 on it. You can see that at the contact points the rosette appears to be pink here at these round features here. These round features are raised from the surface. Those are the touch points or contact points. If I rotate it sideways, you can see that they come in contact with clothing or hands or any surface they are if they are placed upside down, and they are this rosy color because the rosette is electroplated. The shiny finish on this rosette wore away at these contact points because the surface finish is, instead of the rosette being made of pure silver or some pure metal, it's electroplated, and the electroplating wore away at these contact points. So that's what you see. Also, the contact point here continues vertically down along the edges of the petals, and that's where you can see the pink lines continuing down at the edge of every single petal there. So in order to restore it, this bond here needs to be broken between the stainless steel cylinder and the base metal, which is soldered in place. Then all of the stones need to be removed. Then it can be stripped back to base metal, and the electroplated coating can be reapplied. Then the stones need to be reset again, and the item needs to be resoldered back together. So quite a lot of work is involved, and if these stones are not diamond, or if the item is not too special to you, it may financially not worth restoring given all of the work that's involved. So that's the surface finish issue. It can be fixed, but even if it's fixed, the new surface finish will be of the same thickness as the one that just wore away. So you'll be back in the same corner with these rosy corners showing up and being unsightly in a relatively short amount of time, because the electroplated surface finish is as thick as breath. Okay, just microns thick. So that's that. Problem number 2 has to do with soldering the stainless steel back together to the base metal. And on this one here, on the left hand side, this bond broke, and I attempted to solder them together without cleaning the surfaces on the electroplated surface as it came and it's not really working. You can see it's extremely ugly. I also used electrical solder, rosin core solder, and on the right here that I'm moving, you can see that's how professional soldering looks like when it's soldered together, and in ideal conditions, and this is how it looks like when it's soldered together, and the solder here runs away from the joint here more or less and adheres to the electroplated surface here in blobs like this, extremely ugly. And this exposes, if somebody wore this, solder is high in high in lead and tin. Both are toxic metals, so all of this toxic solder exposed to the skin or close to the skin is not good. Whereas this one on the right, which is soldered in ideal conditions with the surface finishes not interfering with the soldered bond, you can see the amount of soldering is not exposed, not being touched, and this one is safe to wear on the right hand side, and this on the left hand side is not. So that's issue number 2. Last issue number 3, has to do with the heat of soldering. You can see this one is discolored and charred and blackened due to this experiment with soldering, and this one here that has not been fixed or tampered with is shinier. So this charring causes 2 problems. If you tried to hit it with a buffing wheel to remove the blackened layer, more of the electroplated finish would wear away from it, making it even uglier, so it's not really an improvement. And 2, more heat of soldering would melt or would cause the stones to drop out, which are friction fit into the rosette. If not outright melt the rosette itself, but deform it enough to make the stones drop out one at a time or all at once. So that's another issue with soldering. That's why these are the 3 things that make this pair of ear studs really not worth restoring. And those are the construction details and how they interact with the surface finishes that can go into purchase decisions as to what kind of ear studs are the ones that last a long time and maybe a better purchasing decision for you. Thank you very much for watching.